Welcome to the podcast that's been named one of the best in marketing research. Research Business Daily Report is made possible by the exclusive community at the crowdfunding platform patreon.com/RBDR. I'm Bob Lederer, for more than 25 years, the respected voice in market research. Our friend and media research guru Bill Harvey is offering a suggestion for advertising tracking of individuals across the many media platforms that exist. He calls it Anonymous Universal ID. Now, Bill explained the concept, which, by the way, is not at all a new idea, because Bill himself proposed it almost 26 years ago. But now he tells it to RBDR after attending a recent meeting held by the Marketing Accountability Standards Board, or MASB. After all that has evolved online since the turn of the new millennium, Bill's proposition makes sense to me. How about you? Here's Bill with an explanation of his proposition.
But as we move into the future, we're all going to have some data, and getting the data to talk to the other data and linking it all together is going to require, and this is where I brought up this idea of a anonymous universal ID. Now imagine that the Census Bureau created a thing called an AUID, or OID as I call it, meaning every person in America has got an anonymous. In other words, if you look at the string of numbers and letters in this code, there's no way you can get from it to Bill Harvey. You know, it's persistent code, but it's not identifiable or linkable back to a personally identifiable information. If you could create a system like that, that would be well protected and policed, whether it's by putting the collaboration platforms in the industry together or working with the government. If there was that system, then you could run a campaign and Facebook could say, okay, so this ID, your ad X, I delivered ad X 5 times to that ID. And Google could say, okay, I delivered 10. And Xander could say, I delivered 6, and so on and so forth. And you could add up the total frequency as Procter & Gamble and Unilever and MasterCard and the other leaders who are leading the WFA-ANA movement to better cross-platform measurement. This is what they want to do. You'd be able to do it if you had this kind of a system. So I told a little anecdote that amused people, that in 1994, December 14th, 1994, early days of digital, the Wide World Web Consortium was having a meeting at MIT. And Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the World Wide Web, and Jerry Yang, one of the founders of Yahoo, and all of the people who were big in digital back then were at this meeting. And they excluded the advertising industry. Somehow I got in. I was the one Madison Avenue person that they let in and tolerated, and even let me speak. And I talked about this idea of, you know, cars have a VIN number, a vehicle ID number. Why don't people have that? And then we'd be able to look at the data. It would all be anonymous, wouldn't be imposing on privacy, but we'd be able to do analysis that would be helpful to advertisers and also to content producers and distributors. And they didn't like the idea. They said, well, first of all, Bill, your assumption about advertising is dead wrong. We're not going to have any advertising. We're not going to allow advertising on the internet. That's why nobody from advertising except you was allowed in. So, of course, you know, how did that work out for them? Not exactly the way they planned. But anyway, they shot down the idea 26 years ago, I mean. And I brought it back up. And I think there might be a chance for that idea now.
That's your Research Business Daily Report. It's been made possible by the exclusive community at our crowdfunding platform, patreon.com/RBDR. Thousands of research executives are regular RBDR viewers, and the logic of that tells us that the average 5-minute video length of one of our reports is being perceived as time well spent. We've also noticed that these RBDR viewers and others are sharing our videos both internally and externally, which makes it one of the most unique and valuable reach outs that you can make to your peers, but also clients or even prospective clients, and imagine the influence you might be able to have with them. We can tell you from experience and from what we've heard that they will thank you for thinking of them. So please visit patreon.com/RBDR and become one of our patrons. We hope you have a great research day and that we'll see you back here with us tomorrow.